Okay, we're going to give this another whirl here today. It says you got two packets. This is the first one you're going to do. It says list a sequence of 3 consecutive counting numbers starting with the number 5. Well, 5, 6, 7. Now every time I'm going up 1, okay, so I'm going to put up 1. Okay, list a sequence of 3 consecutive integers starting with x. Now, it doesn't say odd or even, so again, it's going to be up 1. So we got x plus 1, and then I put x plus 1 plus another 1, and there's your 3. So when they don't say even or odd, they just say consecutive integers. You go up 1 every time. As you can see here, 5 to 6 is 1, 6 to 7 is 1, so every time I'm adding a 1 onto it. List a sequence of 3 consecutive odd integers starting with the number 5. Now you're going by odd, okay? 5, but then it jumps to 7, then it jumps to 9. Gee, what is that going up by every time? It's going up by 2. So up 2. To get from one odd to the next, you go up 2. So it says list a sequence of 3 consecutive odd integers starting with the number x. So I go x, but then it goes up to 2. So it's x plus 2, then x plus 2 plus 2. List a sequence of 3 consecutive even integers starting with the number 8. So 8. The next even would be 10. The next even would be 12. List a sequence of 3 consecutive even integers starting with the number x. Okay, and as you can see, from 8 to 10 to 12, that's going up 2 every single time, just like it was when we did odd. So we start with x, but then we go up 2. Up 2 more would be plus another 2. There's your expressions. So if you got to go even or odd consecutive, it's x, x plus 2, x plus 2 plus 2. If it doesn't say even or odd, you go by ones. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Okay, now the back side are your example problems. The sum of 2 consecutive integers is 97. Doesn't say even, doesn't say odd. Find the 2 integers. So is means equals, and you put 97. Then you come over here. Doesn't say even, doesn't say odd, so there's 2 of them. The first integer is x, and then remember, it doesn't say even, doesn't say odd, it's just consecutive. So it's adding 1 every time. X and x plus 1. So how many x's do you see in that little box I made? 1, 2. So 2x plus... Now, what do you see with, what other number do you see? You see a 1 plus 1. Okay, now solve the equation. Dot it, circle, make your wall. So you got the 1 out there, minus 1. 97 minus 1 is 96. So 2 times x equals 96. Then I divide by 2. So I take 96... and divide it by 2. That gives me 48. Okay, so near x equals 48. 48. And then what's 48 plus 1? That'd be 49. So these are the 2 answers, 48, 49. Now you can check your answer by adding them together and seeing if it equals 97. So 48 plus 49 is 97. Okay, my next problem, the sum of 2 consecutive even integers. There's 2 of them, and they're even this time. So going from even to evens, jumping 2 places. So equals 78. So you start with x. Remember, going from even to even jumps 2. So x plus 2 instead of x plus 1. And then x plus 2 plus 2. Or no, I don't need that. Sorry, there's only 2 of them. Okay, so it's just these 2. So x plus x is 2x. Again, there's two x's, that's why I put the 2 there, not because, and then plus the 2 that's right there. Dot, circle, make your wall. So you minus 2, 78 minus 2, 76. Now we divide by 2. I divide 76 by the number 2, I get 38. Okay, so you cross out your x's and put 38. So the first one's 38. The other one, you take 38 plus 2, and that's 40. So 38 and 40 are my answers. Now add them, see if it's 78. Sure is, 78. Okay, the sum of two consecutive odd integers is 64. Find the two integers. Now, doing an even is the same as doing an odd. You start with x, and remember, odd, go back here and look, just watch the video. Even though they're odd, I'm still going up 2 every time, okay? So x plus 2, and I just need 2 of them, so I'd stop right there. So x and x, that makes 2 x's, plus the constant of 2 right there. So I dot and circle, then I'm minus 2, minus 2. 64 minus 2 is 62, so 2 dot x equals 62. Then we have to divide by 2. So I divide 62 by 2, and I get 31. So cross out your x's and put 31, because that's what x is. So you got 31 itself. Then 31 plus 2 is 33. So 31 and 33. Now those are both odd numbers, consecutive odd numbers. You add them, 64. Okay, the sum of 3 consecutive odd integers is 75 to find the 3 integers. So they equal up to 75. And there's 3 of them this time instead of just 2 of them. So you start with x. That's your first one. Remember, to get from one odd to the next, you have to go up 2. So x plus 2. And then the third one is x plus 2 plus another 2. Okay, so add your x's. That's going to be 3 of them this time. Now, you don't just put plus 2. You need to add the 2's together, all 3 of those. See, on these other ones, there's just the one number hanging out there, and I just wrote that down. But now I have 3 constants, 2, 2, and 2. What's that add up to? That's 6. Now I have 3x plus 6 equals 75. Minus 6, minus 6. So 3 dot x equals 75 minus 6 is 69. Then you go divide by the 3. So I take 69 divided by 3, that's 23. So x equals 23. But then you go into your box, all the x's get crossed out and replaced with 23. All of them. So this is just 23. 23 plus 2 would be 25, and then 23 plus 2 more would be 27. Now add those together and they should add up to 75. 75, so again, let's rehash. 2 consecutive just integers. If it doesn't say even or odd, it's x and x plus 1. If there's a third one, it's x plus 1 plus 1. Even or odd, doesn't matter which, the pattern is x, x plus 2, x plus 2 plus 2, heck, x plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, pause the video and work on the back side, 1 through 4. Okay, now the next part, unit conversions. You're going to use ratios to convert these units. We have to take 63 yards and figure out how many feet that is. All these are measurements of length. Okay, you're just taking them from one unit to another. Now right here's a ratio. Ratio, it's two quantities, in this case 3 and 1. It compares two different things, in this case feet and yards. So you're going to make a ratio. You're going to put 3 feet, 1 yard. Then you set it equal to another ratio, and you put the labels in the same order, feet and yards. Same order. Now it says we got 63 yards, so we put 63 in for yards, and I have to find the feet, how many feet that is. So x is diagonal from 1. So I multiply the other diagonals. Take 3 times 63. And then whatever that is, I divide by 1. Cross multiply and divide. So 3 times 63 divided by 1 is 189. So the answer to this problem is 189. Now look at your x. The label is feet, so we now know we have 189 feet if I have 63 yards. Okay, convert 168 hours to days. There's 24 hours in one day. That's your ratio. 24 hours over 1 day. Now I line up the labels the same order, hours and days. So it's 168 hours. I'm trying to find how many days that is. So x is diagonal from 24 this time. So I take 1 times 168 and then divide that product, whatever it may be, by 24. So 1 times 168 divided by 24, and that's 7. So you have 7, and then x is days, so I have just figured out that it was 7 days. Okay, convert 2.5 pounds to ounces. 16 ounces equals 1 pound. There's your ratio. 16 OZ for ounces. I don't care how you label it. 10 POUND. You can put LB as well. This means the same thing. OZ and pounds. Okay, you got 2.5 pounds, so you know how many pounds you have. You don't have the ounces for it. So x is diagonal from 1, so then I find the diagonal product by multiplying 16 by 2.5, and then I divide by 1. And you get 40. So you got 40 ounces. If you have 2.5 pounds, you have 40 ounces. Okay, convert 5 kilograms to pounds. 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. So right there's your ratio. And again, it's 1. Just put kg or kilo or something. I don't care how it's labeled. And then 2.2 pounds. Now again, you want to keep the units in the same order. Kg and pounds. You got 5 kilograms, okay? So it's 5 kg. You're trying to find how many pounds that is. So x is diagonal from 1, so I'll be multiplying 2.2 by 5. And then dividing that product by 1. Okay, it's 11. So you have 11, and it's x pounds, so you now have 11 pounds. Okay, convert 89 centimeters to inches. Here's my ratio of centimeters and inches. Again, a ratio is two different quantities for two different things. So you got 2.54 centimeters, 1 inch. Equals cm inch. You have 89 centimeters. You got the centimeters. You're trying to find how many inches. So x is diagonal from 2.54, so I take 1 times 89 divided by 2.54. Okay, now that's a decimal, just round it 2 decimal places. You take the first 2 digits after the decimal, 35.03, but if the third digit's higher than a 5, if it's a 5 or higher, then that's going to go to 0.04. So 35.04 inches. Okay, convert 2 feet to centimeters. 1 foot equals 30.48 centimeters. Here's my ratio. I put 1 foot, 30.48 centimeters equals feet, centimeters. So we have 2 feet. So we put 2 in the feet and X centimeters. I'm trying to find how many that is. Okay, so I take 30.48 times 2 and then divided by 1. $60.96. Okay, so you have 60.96 centimeters. So how many centimeters are within 2 feet? Makes sense, because if 1 is 30.48, 2 would be almost double, practically double that. Okay, you have to do 1 through 10. Those go pretty quick.